Hi girls, let us revise the first short story, The Boss Came to Dinner, written by Bhisham Sahni. The story revolves around Mr. Shamnath and his mother. So Mr. Shamnath works in an office. This is pre-independent India. So his boss is an American and he has invited his American boss over to his house for dinner. So in the story, as we have the story opening, we have Mr. Shamnath and his wife decorating and arranging the house. So Mr. Shamnath has done everything according to American taste. He had ordered non-veg to be cooked in the house, and he has also improvised, created a bar in the house serving alcohol. So as the husband and wife, that is Mr. and Mrs. Shamnath, are decorating the house and arranging the things, Shamnath suddenly remembers about his mother. So Shamnath's mother is old and she is an uneducated woman from a village background, which means she does not know English or she does not know the modern ways of living. So here Shamnath does not want the mother to be seen by the boss because he is aiming for a promotion, and if boss gets offended or angry, then he would lose his chance at the promotion. So he himself considers his mother as a problem and as an odd thing. So he does not want her out in the presence of his colleagues or his boss. So as Mr. and Mrs. Shamnath are discussing what to do with the mother, Shamnath decides to go to her room and instruct her on what is to be done. So he goes to her room, and there is a very selfish and rude manner of talking that is done by Mr. Shamnath. He goes to his mother and he orders her to have her dinner early and go to sleep. So the mother says that because non-veg is cooked in the house, she would not eat, and Shamnath does not really care about it. So the next thing he says is, just rest but do not sleep, because if the mother sleeps, she would start snoring and the sound would carry outside, and that would be an embarrassment for him. And then he thinks, what if the boss sees the mother? So he asks her to dress up, to wear something else, and also to wear some bangles, some jewelry. And the mother says that she sold all her jewels for the sake of his education. As soon as she says this, Shamnath gets extremely angry and he says he would return everything to her. Whatever she paid for, he would repay it to her. And the mother tries to curse herself, saying that she never wanted that. Okay, so we see that the mother is really selfless. And Shamnath also teaches the mother to sit on a chair. So he's taking her to the veranda, placing a chair and teaching her to sit on the chair. So she sits on the chair as though like how people sit on a cot with her feet up on the seat of the chair. And again Shamnath is trying to teach her. And then he asks her to stay there, and leaves her and goes to get ready. And then we have the guests coming in. At around 8 o'clock they come in. When Shamnath left the mother, it was almost 5:30, and almost 3 to 4 hours the mother has been sitting there on the chair in the veranda, and Shamnath has totally forgotten about her. So because she is an old woman, as she is sitting, she has fallen asleep. So here on the other hand, we have the dinner that's going in a very successful manner, and Shamnath is also very happy because the boss is happy and his colleagues are also happy. So his entire behavior is totally dependent upon the boss. So because the boss is happy, he is also happy. And as they leave the room and they go towards the veranda, that is when Shamnath and his boss and the colleagues and their wives, everybody sees mother there on the chair. So mother here, she's not sitting there anymore, she's sleeping and she is snoring, and her dupatta is off her head. So it is a very embarrassing position. Shamnath cannot even show his anger outwardly because everybody is there around with him. So he is angry. And then mother wakes up and she finds all the people around, and this is when boss tries to talk to mother. So he gives his hand for a shake hand, and mother gives her left hand because she does not know how to shake hands with people. And then the boss says namaste and folds his hand, but even then the mother is unable to fold her hands in a proper namaste because her hand is stuck inside her dupatta and she is holding beads. So all these things make Shamnath even angrier. And then he says, he tries to make an excuse, saying that his mother is from a village and she doesn't know all these culture things. But then the boss says if she's from a village, then she would definitely know folk songs and folk dance. So here the boss is asking the mother to sing a folk song. What we need to remember here is that the boss does not know the local language. We do not know, because it is not mentioned outwardly, whether they are speaking Punjabi or Hindi. But whatever it is, the boss does not know. And mother definitely does not know English. So she doesn't understand what the boss is saying, and the boss doesn't understand what the mother is saying. So we have Shamnath here being in the middle, and he's trying to translate for each other, and he is taking the full support of the boss. So when the mother says that she can't sing, Shamnath here supports the boss, and he is forcing the mother to sing. So mother finally sings in a very croaked voice, and the boss claps for her. As soon as the boss claps for mother, Shamnath gets happy. So like I said earlier, his behavior is totally dependent on how the boss feels and how he reacts. And the mother is made to stay there itself along with the other people, with the guests. And then Shamnath is talking about the village industry of Punjab, and he is trying to tell or explain to the boss what a fulkari is. So for your reference, I have posted a picture of fulkari here, because I think in class we didn't have the option to. So here he says fulkari is an embroidered piece of cloth, and then he is asking his mother to give an old piece of fulkari if they have one. So it's just a cloth, it's not a dress. Please remember, it's not a dress, it's just a piece of cloth. And mother gives it to Shamnath, and Shamnath shows it to the boss, and he himself says that that particular cloth, it's totally threadbare, its threads are like coming out, it's loose. So he's telling the boss that he'll ask the mother to make a new fulkari for the boss. And here again mother says that she can't, but then Shamnath forces her to do so. And then mother goes to her room. She's sitting in front of all the images and idols of her gods, and she is crying. So this crying here, it's not just because of the embarrassment of that particular situation, but it is also because of all the hurt that she has been carrying throughout these years because of the behavior of her son. In spite of that hurt, she is still praying for the long life and prosperity of her son. So all the guests start to leave. It's midnight, so the house has fallen silent. And at this juncture, Shamnath comes to the mother's room. He is knocking at the door, and mother feels scared because she thinks he is there to scold her. So this particular conversation of Shamnath's with his mother is totally opposite to the kind of behavior that he had shown in his previous conversation with the mother before the guests came. How he went to her, how rude he was, how he instructed her. So now that the boss is happy, he is also happy, and his behavior has changed. So he's coming and he's hugging the mother, and he says how she has made wonders in the party and how the boss is extremely happy with her. And mother is asking Shamnath to send her to Haridwar so that she can go and meditate and spend the rest of her life in meditation in peace. As soon as she says this, Shamnath is getting angry. So there are two reasons why he gets angry here. One is that he says people will think ill of him, because if the mother goes, then the people will see that the mother has gone away from the house, and he, being the son, was unable to take care of the mother. So he's asking the mother whether she wants to discredit him in front of the people. And the second thing he says is, if she leaves, who will make the pulkari for the boss? So we see how Shamnath is not concerned about the happiness of the mother, but his entire concentration is on his image in the society and about the pulkari being made for the boss. So according to him, taking care of his mother only means giving her the house. Giving her the house means giving her a place in the house and giving her food, which again he did not care about, right? When she said that she's not going to have dinner because of non-veg being made. So his idea of taking care only means this, the basic essentials being given to the mother. He does not really care about her happiness, her comfort, whether she is actually feeling happy to be there in the house. All those things he is not concerned about. And then he tries to tell the mother that she has to make the pulkari because the boss would give him a raise in the office if at all he is happy with him, with Shamnath. And only after he says this, mother accepts to make the pulkari. She says, if the boss will give you a raise, if you will get a better promotion, a better position in the office, then I will make the pulkari for the boss. Here again, when we say raise and promotion, she is not looking at the money that Shamnath is going to be earning, because she has nothing to do with that money. She only wants him to gain a good position in the office. So as soon as she says yes for making the pulkari, Shamnath gets up and he's asking the mother to sleep and he leaves the room. And again, the mother sits and prays for her son. So the entire story revolves around the behavior of Shamnath before the visit of the boss and after the visit of the boss, and how his selfish nature is totally expressed in his behavior towards the mother, and how selfless the mother is. So when we look at the questions that we can expect is again like his behavior, basically his behavior, and maybe also his character sketch. Thank you.